Happy Tuesday and welcome back to Book Talk Tuesday. So a couple weeks ago I talked to you a little bit about some fairy tales that had different twists, books that had kind of based on different fairy tales. So I wanted to tell you about some more because there's so many I could talk probably a few more weeks about them. One of the series I love is the Sisters Grimm. And I have both of these because both of these are the same book, but this one's a paperback and this one's hardcover. If you read Sisters Grimm when it first came out, a lot of them were, the cover was pretty dreadful. The picture on the front was really small and it looked more like a cloth around the book, which was really cool when you first got it. But now if your libraries have them, they kind of look ragged and worn out. So I've been trying to get newer copies just because it's a little more exciting sometimes to read those. But this is a book about two sisters who go to live with their very mysterious grandmother. And they find out that they actually are descendants of the Brothers Grimm. And all of the fairy tales that we know about are actually case files. And they are actually the next in line as fairy tale detectives. So it's great because they live in, I can't remember, Everland or not Everland. I can't remember what it's called. But the place where they're living, they are, like the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk lives, nearby, and the three bears live, two neighborhoods over, stuff like that. But it's great. I love it. Fun series. If you like fairy tales, a good twist on them. Frogkisser I just finished a few days ago, and I have been wanting to read this book for a long time, and I listened to it. The person reading it was fantastic. So it's about a girl named Anya, and her sister is next in line to be princess. Her parents are both dead, so she has two sets of step-parents, and now she has a stepfather who's horrible. He's just a terrible man. And her sister, they find out her sister's true love has been turned into a frog. And so Anya decides she will be the one to kiss the frog so that her sister can have true love and they can not be under the rule of their dreadful stepfather anymore. Well, she makes this lip balm, and it turns out as she's on her merry way, on her quest to find all the things that she needs for the lip balm so that she can kiss the frog to turn him back into the prince, there are other creatures that she comes across that used to be people as well, and that would also like to be kissed and turned back into a person again. So it was fun. I really enjoyed that book. The Wolf Hour is a whole different spin on Little Red Riding Hood. It is not anything like any version of Little Red Riding Hood I have ever read, and that is something that I love. I love when I read something that I cannot predict and I did not expect, and that is exactly what The Wolf Hour was. So a whole different twist on that. I was going to show you, here, A Tale Dark and Grimm. I looked at the library today. I was up at the library, and we don't have none of the Tale Dark and Grimm books are in. They're never in. They're by Adam Gidwitz, and it is Hansel and Gretel go out to see the world, and they encounter 7 or 8 different fairy tales. There's some gory in it, but Adam Gidwitz is funny also, so there's also lots of funny sprinkled in, which I like. I like the funny, but the gory was good gory. So Ausland is the third in this series. What is the series? I don't know what the series is called. I don't know. Anyway, the first book is called Everland. The second one is Umberland, and then the third book is Ausland. The other two weren't in the library, so I brought this one. I loved this. I actually read all 3, and I don't normally read all 3 in a series. So Everland starts off right after the London Blitz during World War II. So there are marauders, German soldiers that are out just making sure nobody is alive. But it turns out that the only people that are really still living are children. And so this is very curious. So we've got the Darlings. We've got 3 of the Darlings in this story. We also have Peter Pan and the Lost Boys and Tinkerbell. So it is it's a great story that's kind of a spin-off of the Peter Pan that you are used to reading about. There are the people in the story, some of the kids in the story have maybe some secrets that they are willing or not willing to share with certain people. I thought it was fantastic. All three of them. I loved all three of them. So if you are looking for a spin on fairy tales, pick up one of these. I just started listening to The School for Good and Evil. Y'all, I might have to keep going in the series because the sarcasm and the humor in this book is right up my alley. It is awesome. It's a story about these, at a certain age, kids can get taken, and like they're usually from the community. One good person is taken and one evil person is taken to go learn to be a princess and a witch. But it seems that there was a little bit of a confusion in this taking, and maybe somebody went without, they weren't supposed to, and it's throwing a wrench in everything in this kingdom. And I am loving it so far. It's a long book, so I'm glad I'm listening to it. But so far, so good. So I will keep you posted on that. I hope that you guys are reading lots of great books, and I can't wait to hear about what they are. Have a great day and go read lots of books.